Namaste. I am Tejaswini and welcome to Astrology and Dharma. The current times are very turbulent. The cruel planets, the kroor graha, have the world in their grip in a continuous series of dangerous combinations. Now Mars will enter the Leo sign on 7th June 2025 and he will be conjunct Ketu and he will be aspecting Rahu with his 7th aspect, and then he will also aspect Saturn with his more cruel 8th aspect. All this cruel energy getting together will trigger another round of intense turmoil on the local and the global levels. The signs involved are Leo, Aquarius, and Pisces. Leo means the governments, the authorities, the leaders. It is the quality of leadership that a nation has, its governance model. And Mars is very comfortable in the fiery Sinha Rashi. Ketu is actually the strongest graha and he also feels at home in the fiery Leo sign. Then Kumbha Rashi is all about the like-minded groups of people who want to interact, trade, explore, perhaps break some rules. All this because they want to gain in some way. And Rahu likes this environment. He generally makes good use of the Aquarian energy. Then Pisces is infinity. It is a dissolution of the physical. It opens up the roots to the other dimensions. And Saturn is quite comfortable in the Meen Rashi. So all the four cruel planets are comfortable in their respective signs and individually capable of good results. But now they are also directly interacting with each other under the leadership of Mars, and this complicates things. Let's see how. We know the phrase Kujavat Ketu, which means that Mars and Ketu are similar. Ketu is the purely astral subjective energy and Mars is his objective astral plus physical counterpart. Now they are conjunct in Leo and this is intense. Channeling this energy is going to be difficult for most of us. This combination can be positively used for highly karmic actions which require intelligence, courage, and physical strength, and also authority. Rahu and Mars are enemies and together they get very intense. Rahu enhances Mars's objective results on the subjective plane also. So, emotions, desires, the dark thrill of engaging in violence or committing crimes will be felt by several of us very deeply. There will be violence, dangers, invasions, and also deaths. This energy can be used only for highly karmic destructive actions, actions which require cunning and an ability to disregard all rules and an overriding desire to achieve at all costs. Saturn in Uttara Bhadrapada should have given us good results, but he is irritated by Rahu being so close to him. Actually, Rahu is somewhat like Saturn, Shanivat Rahu, and together they are triggering all the curses active in our lives. Again, their combined energy can be used only for removing curses, either by enduring through them or by doing intense pujas to reduce their negative effects, or using their energy actively to trigger negative events and destruction for your enemies. Now, added to this is Mars aspecting Saturn with his cruel 8th aspect, which will irritate him even more. Saturn does not get along with Mars to the extent that he gives his worst results in Mars's signs. Then, on the individual levels, the most important thing is to review all your plans carefully. Avoid acting unless you are completely ready, as premature actions and unwanted aggression can spoil things for you. On the positive side, if your birth chart is powerful and the transit chart supports you, then this energy can help you finish lingering things in one way or the other. You can act in the all or nothing style and put an end to uncertainties and uncomfortable situations in your life. A lot will depend on your personal intelligence and your risk taking ability. Then, in the spiritual context, if you wish, you can take up any rigorous activity which requires great discipline, any tantric anushthan or any puja or any worship of the Ugra Devatas. Then, on the global levels, we will see the clear effects of this combined destructive energies. The governments will become more authoritarian throughout the world. Illegal aliens, terrorists, lawless elements of the society will feel the heat. Any institution, any public figure, anyone who is an obstacle to fairness will be removed from power, or at least there will be strong attempts to do so. Reforms will be proposed so that all the roadblocks to real gain, trade, etc. are removed. We will see some very bold moves from some national governments and some public leaders as they try to take on big issues and try to solve them using out of the box thinking. All nations must use this cruel energy to take some unpleasant yet necessary decisions for the safety of their genuine citizens. But antisocial elements and terrorist rogue nations will also use the power of these four cruel graha for unconventional terrorist strategies in this time. So all nations must be on high alert. Nations who are traditionally sidelined by the bigger global powers will find the courage to speak for what they want. Especially in Africa, Russia will continue to encourage the African nations to get out of the French colonial rule, and some African nations will speak out boldly about their visions for the nations. Then the European nations must use this energy and act decisively to remove the illegal aliens and terrorists from their lands. For the USA also, this cruel energy is not supportive, especially its leaders, spokespersons may give some confused and confusing statements about their national policy, about their trade, etc., which can damage its public image. All the ongoing wars and conflicts, overt and covert, will continue. The Russia Ukraine war will obviously escalate now, and in the Middle East region, the Israel Palestine war will intensify. All the other conflicts in the region will also reach a boiling point. The next 2 months are going to be extremely turbulent. For India, June will be a bit average. We might see some confusing events. Mars in Leo is going to affect our economy to some extent, and our physical land will see some challenges. The nation and its genuine citizens will be in a more aggressive mood. The nation must make every attempt to remove the traitors, the spies, the aliens from its territories. I am expecting more attempts for sabotaging our national assets or industries, or some attempts to create civil unrest in this time. So authorities should be on high alert for these 2 months, and Operation Sindoor will continue. Then, for our two extremely unstable neighbors, these 2 months are going to be turbulent. Pakistan's economy will collapse, perhaps beyond recovery, and I expect the leaders in Balochistan, Sindh, etc., to get even more aggressive. They can get some major gains for their people in this time. Similarly, for Bangladesh, changes in the governance, civil rights, and perhaps an overall breakdown of the nation is also possible. On the weather front, Mars entering Leo will increase the heat again. Expect windy weather, cyclones, and storms are possible. It will rain, but it will not be useful for agriculture. Rains, winds, and heat all will be mixed up in this time frame. Destructive power is also necessary. Nations should use it to destroy all that is hindering their growth and development. They can solve a lot of pending issues. These 2 months are going to be full of unexpected twists and turns in the governance, the society, finance, and in public sentiment. Thank you for watching. Namaste.